Right, hello guys, welcome back to another episode of the Benchwarmers podcast, episode 5, where we're speaking all about the Championship. Championship football today. We're going to be recapping some of the fixtures that happened a few days ago, let's say, because, in the Championship there's games on every couple of days. I'm already stuttering in this intro, so maybe my co-host Matt can like to speak now a little bit, interrupt me a little bit, hopefully.
Yeah, so EFL episode this week.
Yeah, episode 5.
Well, this episode 5.
Come on now.
Bit of a benchmark for the channel, Benchwarmers episode 5.
Already. I'll stay grounded, don't you worry, I'll stay on my seat.
Yeah, so last weekend, starting 27th, I want to say, 27th.
Yeah, of course.
There was some first half of the EFL fixtures and then some FA Cup fixtures. So I think in this episode we're just going to cover everything that went on in the first half of those fixtures and, some of the FA Cup games as well. So I think perfect way to start is a quick recap of those games.
Yes.
So Harrison, if you want to start with the Sunderland game.
Starting off with Sunderland versus Stoke. And now I'm so happy about Sunderland winning just because my co-host Matt, I don't know if you know already, but he's a big Newcastle fan. He loves the glory hunting teams. And I can't believe...
Glory? Did you just say glory hunting?
Yeah, basically. Look at all the money.
Excuse me. No, I'm not allowing that.
Yeah.
Newcastle aren't glory hunting. We haven't won anything for years.
Yeah, because Alan Shearer is washed right now because he's very old, and you're not spending no money that you've got, so it's not our fault. Anyways, back to the Championship. Where the topic is meant to be having. Sunderland versus Stoke 3-1. That was a very good game. I think the scorers from that game. Let me just quickly get onto my notes here. It was Mason. Oh, how do you say his name? Mason Berslow or something like that. I don't know. And then Bar and Pierre Ekaway. Honestly, I can't say these names. I'm sorry. I've got to apologise. Just in ahead of time because I'm so bad at pronouncing people's names. But anyway, that was a great game, wasn't it, Matt?
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. Why wasn't it?
I don't care about Sunderland.
Come on. I love Sunderland just because I do an FM save on Twitch. So it's amazing. Watch me for that. That's fantastic. But Sunderland are a very good team. They've got a group of very good young players, haven't they, Matt? The likes of Joe Bellingham. Oh God, I said his brother's name then.
Joe Bellingham. I don't think Jude is that.
I said Jude. I meant Job. They've got Joe Bellingham. They've got Jack Clark. They've got Dan Neil. They've got Daniel Ballard. They've got Anthony Patterson. See, I know all the players from Sunderland because I think they've got a great chance of becoming one of the teams who can get promoted in a few years' time. I'm gonna say they're gonna be my outside shout for getting Premier League football in the next 3 years. Let's say I think that'd be a good shout.
I'm gonna quickly just butt in and speak for all the Newcastle fans out there. No, I'm not allowing this. I will speak for all the Newcastle fans out there. We do not want to see Sunderland in the Premier League ever again.
I'm sorry. So you don't want to see the Toon derby? What's it called? What's your derby called? You got Aston Villa Birmingham. What's that? So what's your? You don't know. The Geordie derby. I don't know what it's called.
No, I don't.
Time where
track of the derby names.
But fine.
Call me fake fan all you want. I don't keep.
He's a fake fan because he doesn't know what the derby is called. Didn't even help me out there. Bloody hell, guys. What's going on here? But like I just said, I think they've got a group of very good young players, and I think in the next 3 years they've got a good. If they keep the players that they've got now, they've got a good, and keep on adding to each year, they've got a good chance of making it into the Premier League. I think. I want to see those derbies in the Premier League. Why not? I don't want to see Bournemouth. I don't want to see Sheffield United.
Yeah, Liverpool, Chelsea all the time. Just get something different in.
I want some of the old school fixtures back in the day.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to next game.
Yeah.
We had Millwall versus Preston. I don't think there's much to talk about here. It was just a
1-1.
Just a 1-1 draw. It's not really.
Yeah. Oh, well,
impressive
who cares?
or anything to shout about.
I think they're both bottom of the table. Well, bottom of the table.
They're not doing well. Let's just say that. Birmingham, Middlesbrough, that was postponed, so there's nothing to speak about there.
Birmingham, they've not been great this season, have they?
They've not
got Rooney in. Who cares about him? He's already off, and they've got I think what's his name? Tony. He was the former manager of Sunderland because obviously he got sacked this season, and Sunderland manager Michael Beale came in. But it was Tony. I don't know. I forgot his name. But he's the new Birmingham manager.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's got off to a good start either. To be fair.
Yeah.
I think he's had one or two decent fixtures, but other than that,
it's not been anything to shout about.
Yeah.
So next game, QPR Huddersfield.
Another boring one, wasn't it?
Pretty boring.
1-1.
Just quickly to mention about QPR, they did sign Isaac Hayden from Newcastle.
Yes. He's a decent player in the Championship. Don't look at me like that, man. Don't look at me like that.
Decent player.
Yeah, no, for the Championship, you know,
he is Championship level. Let's just say that.
You know, what's he actually done in the Premier League?
Not much.
I don't think so, but you know, moving on. I think we've got Coventry versus Bristol, 2-2.
Yeah, home team Coventry.
Decent game.
I think that's a good fixture for us. You know, it would have been nice to win, but I think that means they're still
unbeaten.
Sixth
in the league, aren't they?
We're still sixth, and I think
Unbeaten
we're still unbeaten for a
5
9
games. I think it's 5 games.
We're on a streak, I'm pretty sure.
Are you sure?
I don't know how many games. It's like 7 or 9.
I thought it was 5 on the notes.
Oh, it might be more.
Okay, cool.
I don't know. It's one of them. But 2-2 draw against Bristol, not bad.
Yeah, you can't
really
go wrong,
complain.
can you? They're still 6th in the league. Got a very good chance of getting playoffs still. But you know, you've got Norwich, the likes of Norwich, and
you got
Hull City as well. They're an outside shout. They're in 8th at the moment, so they could get a few places above Coventry, and they might get in the playoffs ahead of them.
I think Coventry has a fairly decent shout of getting into the playoffs again, especially from last year if they got to the finals and were like that close.
Yeah, it was so weird for Coventry fans, wasn't it? Because they got to the final, and then I think 1 or 2 players might have left them. I know their star striker, their Swedish striker, Victor Guguti Areas. I don't know what his name is. But he went to Sporting Lisbon, didn't he? So he got sold, and he's been playing half decent over there, linked with the likes of Chelsea and all those people. So, anyways, back to Coventry. They started off the season quite slowly. They had a few bad results. There was bottom of the league, like 16th or something around there, around those positions, and it wasn't looking good. But I'm glad to see them in the playoffs again now. Yeah. Hopefully they can keep that momentum running.
Yeah, I think it's quite impressive for them as well. You know, I'm just reading here. Coventry have had some pretty star players helping them. Yeah. So they had the likes of Haji Wright, who's a striker. I think he's been one of the top scorers this season in the EFL Championship.
Most goals, most assists.
Yeah, he's been, you know, pretty good. Personally, I don't watch EFL because I don't support any of the teams.
Me neither, but I'm a football fan, so I watch a few games. I watched a lot of Sunderland this season.
Just
for you, Matt.
Bet you have.
No, but I know they've got one. I think they've got one Japanese player as well, haven't they, Matt? What's his name?
Yeah, so.
He's
gonna get his pronunciation right.
I'm moving the pressure over to Matt.
Hold on, let me just nail this pronunciation. We got Tatsuhiro Sakamoto.
That's pretty decent.
I thought that was pretty.
That's way better than mine. I would have butchered that.
Yeah, my pronunciation there.
Straight away.
Solid in Japanese.
But he's been a very shining light this season, hasn't he? He's bagged 6 goals as well this season so far.
Yeah, I think he's also bagged those goals in their current 5-game unbeaten streak as well. He's been pretty good starter for them, I'd say.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he plays on the right hand side of the field. I'm pretty sure.
I think he's a winger.
No, I don't think he's a striker because I think they've got Haji right there, or he plays left mid. I don't know, but he's been very good this season.
Yeah. So, Cov definitely in for a shout.
Yeah, because they're currently sitting in 6th place, currently on 43 points. Norwich are in 8th. They're 2 points behind Coventry, so it's still very open. It's very open-minded to who's going to get that 6th place in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think it's today that Coventry do play Norwich.
Oh,
so
okay,
I think whoever wins that, big fixture. So I think whoever wins that
Hopefully
game.
it's on TV as well. I like to watch that.
Yeah. So if Norwich win that, I think they leapfrog Coventry in the standings.
Yeah, just by 1 point. It's not
just by 1 point.
Not too bad.
But if Cov win that, they get further to solidifying a playoff place. I think that could be a very interesting game to watch if you've never watched EFL before.
I've got a question for you.
Go on, hit me with that question.
Now, because obviously we've had some fan requests here from the podcast saying, can we do I can't speak, championship special? Yeah. I've got a question. Who would you rather see? Coventry get promoted or Norwich?
Oh, well, I know the request because I got the request. I know whoever is watching this or listening, you made the request saying, "Oh, can you speak about Norwich?"
Yeah,
because they are a die-hard Norwich fan, like honestly. Yeah.
But when you mean die-hard, how?
Die-hard, like they will die for that badge. But you know, living in Cov, going to Cov Uni, being right next to the team.
Wow.
No, but come on now. You have to say.
Yeah, but apparently.
But imagine how interesting that would be coming to Cov. You go here and they qualify for the finals and get into Prem next year. But we can go watch like Villa Newcastle at their stadium next year. Okay. If they qualify.
Hear me out. Apparently, according to one of our lecturers, who's a massive Coventry fan, apparently they've got a big rivalry with Aston Villa. But I've never ever heard of that. I'm sorry to my lecturer for that, but I've never heard of that rivalry in my life. I've never ever watched an Aston Villa versus Coventry City game, so I'm not bothered about them. All I care about is Norwich in this situation. Sorry about that.
So you personally want Norwich to go through? you want Norwich to get back into the Prem, rather than Cov getting there for the.
But to be fair, you did give a good point, because if I can go watch Aston Villa versus Coventry in Coventry right now, I would do that ahead of, going to Norwich. Like, I've never been to Norwich in my life. Like,
bloody Norwich. Who's going to go there all the way to watch a Norwich game? But
and also they're very Norwich are very like a leapfrog sort of team, aren't they?
They're very up and down. Like,
they have a very good few seasons in a championship. They get promoted and then they get relegated straight away, or they have one season in the Premier and get relegated. So who knows? It's like one of those weird teams.
I think that can change though, because
do you think?
They have a player called Jonathan Rowe, who is a winger.
Rowe, yes.
He's been, from what I've heard and from what
he's come through the academy.
Like all the sports have been telling me, Jonathan Rowe has been very, very good for Norwich this season.
Now, the first time I heard of him was in this transfer window, because he was linked with Aston Villa. Now, I know that as a fact we didn't sign him because we went after Morgan Rogers instead from Middlesbrough. So But I've been hearing good things from Jonathan Rowe. He's a right winger, English, come through the academy at Norwich. He's pretty much a wonder kid straight away, as you can call him. I don't know, have you got any stats on him for this season?
I do have some stats from Jonathan.
Go on.
So he's currently the 5th highest scorer in the league with 12 goals, which is impressive for a winger.
This season?
Yeah, this season.
Oh my God.
So
that's amazing.
That's pretty good.
I wish you had brought him instead.
You probably should have, to be honest. He might have been a better shout than the guy from Middlesbrough.
Yeah, and he plays different positions as well. But I think we need the backup striker instead of Jonathan Rowe. That's why. Don't really need anybody on the right hand side as badly as a second striker.
Yeah. So also, I think you didn't get the Rowe deal gone through because Norwich City was reluctant to sell Rowe just because of how good he is. So
I could imagine.
Yeah, I have a quote here from the people at Norwich, or from, let's be more specific,
like chairman, maybe,
Football League World magazine. They said Norwich City is reluctant to sell Rowe, especially considering the difficulty of finding a replacement player at this stage of the season, which is understandable because, let's be honest, his transfer window has been a bit crap.
Hit and miss, hasn't it?
It's been really crap.
There's no big signings. There's been a few decent signings, like to some good young players and stuff, but no big names.
Nothing to shout and scream about. Let's be honest, Lewis Hamilton to Ferrari was the biggest transfer in the football world. But just to finish, they still have hopes of promotion and want to keep Rowe until summer if possible. The question is though, Harrison, where do you think Rowe would go if they get promoted?
I always think as a young player, if I was a footballer, right, if I wasn't on the bench all the time, if I was not on this podcast, I would go to a more mid-table team to begin with, work your way up for a few seasons, 2 to 3 seasons maybe, see how good you do, and then transfer to a big Premier League club, because you see all those players, like those young players, they go to big Premier League teams, and don't get me wrong, sometimes it works out, sometimes you get the odd occasional player who just smashes it straight away, but there's so many players you can name who've gone to big clubs and they've just fallen off straight away, and they've lost all their transfer market value. They don't get any game time. They just sit on the bench or sit on the reserves, just like we're doing right now. And it's a bit difficult for them. So I would go to a mid-table club like a
bit of Newcastle, surely.
Well, yeah, because you're rubbish this season. So maybe a Newcastle, maybe a Brighton, maybe an Aston Villa, or maybe like an Everton. Or I would go to Everton. They need players.
Yeah, but they're on the verge of being relegated.
Okay, I'll give you a shout. Maybe like a Burnley. Burnley's
they don't get relegated.
No, if they had Jonathan Rowe scoring 12 goals in the Championship, maybe.
Do you know what I think Jonathan Rowe will go? If Luton can stay up this year, I reckon he'll go Luton.
Yeah,
I reckon he'll go Luton.
But Luton don't play they play 5 at the back. Where would he play?
I reckon they'll change it.
They wouldn't change it just for one player. Surely, maybe he could start up front because he scored 12 goals, but they played 5 at the back. They played like a 5-3-2 or something, so I can't see that working.
Oh, if not Luton, who else? Because I think
let me look at the look at the Premier League.
Fulham maybe. You know, Fulham maybe, because Willian, I don't think he has a long time there.
The thing is, you could play Willian on the left-hand side, I feel. So if you had him at Fulham, they've obviously just signed Broja on loan from Chelsea.
Yeah.
That's a very good sign, and I think they've finally signed a replacement from Mitrovic in that striking position.
But I think he's just on loan until summer.
Yeah, but they could always sign him in the summer. If he does well, he would only leave for like 35 to 50 mil. I reckon Fulham could sign him.
Yeah. I reckon if Norwich do get promoted, Jonathan Rowe to Fulham would be a
shout.
Pretty good shout.
I like that shout a lot. That's some good knowledge there.
My ball knowledge coming in for once.
Just about.
Yeah, because all you people who voted for me with the poor ball knowledge in the first episode, unreal shout. I'm bringing it back with this.
Yeah, thank you guys. I love that.
Nah.
But maybe like one of the promoted teams. Maybe like if Leicester get promoted this season, obviously they're first. Maybe they just go in for Jonathan Rowe on that right hand side. I don't know who they've got on that right hand side, Leicester. But I know they've got a good French guy on the left, signing from the French league. I don't know.
Movidity or something.
That's how you say it. Well, you said it wrong, but like, you know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
But I would always go to a mid-table team.
Yeah, I think that's his best shout. Yeah. Let's be honest. But speaking of Leicester, who are currently top, they came off another win against Swansea, 3-1.
3-1. Yeah.
So I think it's safe to say Leicester will be back in the Prem next season. Like 100%.
It's so easy. They've literally lost no players at all, have they? They've just gone there, and they're gonna do it, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, they lost Maddison,
yes.
And I think he was the only major one they lost.
I'm pretty sure.
And Barnes to Newcastle as well.
Yes.
So they lost two of their biggest players, but they haven't really struggled, have they? They've been perfect form.
Yeah, I was quite surprised that Kieran Drewsby Hall didn't leave, because I know he was linked to the likes of Brentford and Brighton for like 30 million.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know why he hasn't left yet. So maybe he's just staying loyal to his team, I suppose. Because they are going to get promoted straight away, just one season in the Champions. It's going to be quite like all things sailing from here. So.
Yeah. So who do we think is going up with them then? Because that's a good question.
It's a tough question. I do like it because
what, Ipswich Town, I think.
Ipswich, they're second.
Southampton are there.
Do we think? Okay, so the thing with Ipswich, right? Do we think they can maintain that level of performances?
Well, they've won one game in the past 5 games, and they've drawn the rest.
Bad.
So they've drawn 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Which, going into playoffs, they need to get wins.
Yes.
So I think that's difficult. Southampton.
They're currently sorry, just to go back on that. Ipswich, right? They're currently 10 points behind Leicester, who are in first. So they're not getting first, but they're only 1 point ahead of Southampton as well. So
it's top 2 who get automatic, isn't it?
Yes, top 2.
Yeah.
Top 2. It's top 2 and then top 6 playoffs. Well, the other 4 teams get playoffs.
Yeah, so I think Southampton 1 point off of Ipswich.
Yeah,
it will be between those two, I think.
I think it will be, just because if you look at Southampton as well and their recent transfers, they've just signed David Brooks on loan from Bournemouth.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good place to get your football, because he hasn't been playing that much for Bournemouth this season. They've signed so many good players, so many good wingers already, and I think he's just coming back from his major surgery and stuff. So I think it's good for him.
Yeah. But saying that though,
Leeds came back a few years ago, I suppose. But
Leeds on the table, currently 4th, but they're also 1 point behind Southampton. So it goes Ipswich 59, Southampton 58, Leeds 57.
They're only 2 points off second, aren't they, Ipswich?
Yeah. So I think it could be a close fight between those 3 teams.
So I'm gonna say Leicester. I might go Ipswich just because I've never seen them in the Prem. They're an old school team, aren't they? In the 80s, in the 90s. Obviously I wasn't born then, but it'd be nice to see them. We've seen what Southampton can do. Give them another year in the Championship. Who cares?
I think
Leicester, Ipswich, and I'm gonna say I really want Sunderland. There you go. Just for you.
Stop it with the Sunderland, man. they're not that good.
No, they're 7th, and they're 1 point off Coventry. I think they could do it. They could get playoff final. They can. They can. They've got Michael Beale, former Aston Villa assistant manager, right here. Better than Gerrard, by the way. Way better than Gerrard.
No, I don't want to see Sunderland back in. For me personally, it will be Leicester.
Yep.
Ipswich most likely, if they can get their wins back.
Copy me here. Okay.
And then I either want West Brom, because they were
West Brom
or Coventry back in the Prem.
I'm not having those West Brom chats, because now that is a big rival.
No, because they were back.
Yeah.
All the way in 2010s.
No, but they're 5th, though.
Yeah, they're fifth, but they're only 40. They're on 45 points. They're ahead of.
How many points is that, by the way? That's.
They're ahead of Cov and Sunderland by 1 and 2 points. So, and they're on a.
They can't get a second. There's no way I can get.
And they've won 3 in the past 5 games. So West Brom are on form.
No, I don't think they're gonna beat. So I reckon they won't get a second. They'll get playoffs, but I don't reckon they'll beat Southampton, Leeds, or Coventry in those playoff games. No chance. Those other 3 teams are way better than West Brom. I'm sorry.
Well, speaking of what they have to play next, they play Birmingham tomorrow.
West Brom do?
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
So, if they win then that...
Midlands derby.
Yeah, they can go even further up.
Yeah.
And then...
Well, I hope West Brom win. I like West Brom win and they lose, forget that.
Yeah, well, you're from Birmingham. I'm surprised you don't support them.
Yeah, I'm an Aston Villa fan. Aston Villa the best club in the world.
Best club in the world, he says. That is outrageous.
Come on now.
That's outrageous.
I'm not biased.
And then we've missed one game, but quite frankly, I don't think it's important. It's just Sheffield Wednesday versus Watford.
Just male, aren't they?
It's just 0-0.
Yeah.
It's not that important. Yeah, I think upcoming fixtures, any major ones that you can see that could shake things up in the league.
Should we do like our predictions for the upcoming fixtures?
Well, there's so many. I don't know if you just want to pick your favourite.
I can't find them here. Can you tell me some games?
Alright, so we got Norwich City versus Cov. Obviously, that's I think that's the biggest one you should be watching.
I hope it's on TV.
I hope it's on TV.
I
me
might
personally,
just say, yeah, you go on. You do first.
I think it'll be a draw.
Oh, so you think they're hyping it up and it's gonna be a draw?
I think it'll be a draw 2-2.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go just because of Jonathan Rowe. I'm gonna go 1-0 to Norwich. Yeah.
Not bad. I think it'll be a close cut game.
And I hate Coventry now.
You hate Cov?
Just from now.
You hate Cov? No, I'll tell our lecturer about that. Yeah, I'll tell our lecturer about that.
No, she'll hate me.
Hey, another big one.
Yeah, go on.
Leicester Stoke.
Leicester Stoke.
Leicester winning that in their form. 3-0, 4-0,
yeah.
Easy.
Easy peasy.
We got. What else we got? We got Middlesbrough, Sunderland.
Oh,
Middlesbrough coming off of losing Morgan Rogers.
That's a big game. That's a derby game.
Yeah.
You should be knowing that if you're a Geordie, by the way.
Well, I'm not a Sunderland Geordie, am I?
Well, all right, fatty fan. I'm going Sunderland 2-0. 2-0 Sunderland. Obviously, Middlesbrough they've recently just sold Morgan Rogers to Aston Villa, so losing one of their best players there, I'm pretty sure. So it might be difficult for them, you know.
I reckon 1-0.
1-0 to
Sunderland. I don't think it'll be.
That's a bit weird.
I don't think it'll be that far off each other.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Next game.
Another big one.
Yep.
Preston, Ipswich.
Oh, Ipswich, easy.
Ipswich.
They've got a win, haven't they?
Yeah, but they're in. I wouldn't say bad form.
They are in bad form.
Well, they've only won 1 in 5. But
so that's bad form, isn't it?
But they haven't lost.
They haven't lost. They're unbeaten. So they've got 1 win and 4 draws.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's still bad form-ish, I would say.
Yeah, that's not the best.
Form. I'm still going Ipswich. I'm back my boys to get promoted straight away. They've got the likes of Amari Hutchinson. Maybe he can stay with them if they get promoted. Hopefully, they've got Axel Twinatabi. They've got Brandon Williamson, all on loan, of course. But hopefully they can re-sign. So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go 2-1 Ipswich. Let's just do that.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with you on that one. 2-1 to Ipswich.
Should we do one more game maybe?
Yeah, one more which catches my eye a little bit. Hull City, Millwall.
Ooh.
I think that could be quite good.
I'm gonna go Hull City. Right, they've signed so many big boy players this season. I don't know if you've seen the
aren't they the ones who signed Carvalho from Liverpool?
They've signed Carvalho. They've signed Jayden Villagine, the base, Aston Villa youngster. At the start of the season, they've signed Billy Sharp. They've signed a Turkish midfielder called, I don't know how to pronounce his name. It begins with O. I don't know how to pronounce his name, like Omar or something like that. I've probably said that wrong. But who else have they signed? They've signed Billy Sharp. They've signed a few very good signings this season. Who's their manager? Can you quickly research that quickly? Because he's a very good coach.
Who, the Hull City manager?
Yeah. Is Liam something?
Liam Rosenia.
Now I know him back in the day from when Aston Villa were in the Championship, because he was one of the commentators. Yeah. But obviously he's a former player as well. I think he played for Brighton back in the day. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Brighton.
But he's a very good up and coming manager. I'd look out for him in a few years' time, like a Graham Potter type manager, I would say. So I think they've Hull City in a few years' time, alongside Sunderland, are shouts to get back promoted, I would say.
Yeah.
For me, I'm gonna go 3-0, a big 3-0 win. And they're currently in 8th, so they could even do it this season.
And if they win that, they get pretty good chance for playoffs as well. So I think it could be good for them.
They're only I can't find it. I think they're only like 2 points off playoffs.
Yeah, Hull City are currently on 42 points, which is 3 points off of West Brom and Cov. So
yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I think that's predictions done.
Predictions done. Can I move on to some transfer windows, January transfer windows, some signings that have?
Because we got FA Cup to cover as well from this weekend. Because there was some interesting FA Cup stuff.
First? Should we do that first?
Yeah, sure. Let's do some FA Cup.
Makes more sense.
So Liverpool played Norwich.
Yes.
I'm not surprised with the result. I'll be honest. 5-2.
Yeah.
But I know there's some people.
It's always gonna be a difficult one, isn't it? Because I remember back in the day, Norwich versus Liverpool at the start of the season a few years ago. I'm pretty sure when they had Pookie, I'm pretty sure they won like a good 1 or 2-0. Norwich did, but obviously a bit of a shock result. They don't have the same team, obviously, and it's always gonna be a difficult game for Norwich going into that, isn't it?
Yeah, but
even with Liverpool's like second team or most of their kids playing against Norwich potentially, they was always going to win.
Yeah, because the standout star from that game was Conor Bradley, right back for Liverpool.
I've seen that.
People are shouting for him to replace Trent, and then Trent move into centre mid.
That makes more sense.
I think that could be a good move for Liverpool,
but
especially
this Conor Bradley, right? Now I know I've got a friend who rates him quite highly as well, but at the same time I'm thinking. He's only how many starts? He hasn't started that many games.
He's only done 2, I think.
He's only started 2, exactly. So maybe he can keep up the momentum, but he's only a young player as well. So do you want to throw him in the deep end straight away? I'm not too sure, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. So next game.
Yeah.
Absolutely massive, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Maidstone beating.
Oh, I seen that on BBC. That was a very good game.
Yeah. Who did they beat? They beat Ipswich or?
It was a championship team.
I can't remember exactly, but I know Maidstone won 2-1.
Let me research this.
Forgive us. I've got so much sport I have to remember that I keep forgetting.
Yeah, Matt loves so many teams. Like, loves so much sports. Yeah, it was Ipswich. They beat Ipswich 2-1. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
So I think that's pretty massive. And if Ipswich are playing again this weekend and losing to Maidstone, who are in the 5th tier of English football,
national, Vanarama National. Yeah,
it's unreal.
That's crazy.
Unreal.
I can't even tell you one Maidstone player. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I can't name any either.
And it's so surprising. Obviously, Ipswich are in 2nd place in the championship. They could have kept them promoted, but who knows?
Yeah, so that was
a very good
absolutely
game.
Huge, especially
one of the shocks of the season.
Yeah, I reckon Maidstone could be underdogs in the FA Cup though. I don't know who they play next. I think they might do it, just for a laugh.
That's a weird shout, Matt.
They're doing it just for.
I'm sorry.
No, but you say that, but they've beaten these big teams, and they've
beat one big team.
Well, they can do it again, can't they? The FA Cup is known to give massive shocks.
A few shocks, yeah.
Because it was the same with United against who were they? Dundee? No.
Dundee. They're in the Scottish League.
No, it's not Dundee. I can't remember.
Sure.
I don't really care about who Man United play in the FA Cup. My knowledge is not that expansive.
Obviously, Man United won yesterday as well, didn't they? Won 4-3 against
Wolves.
Yeah.
Surprising. I'm surprised they let 3 goals be conceded that quickly.
I was thinking Rashford was going to get sold. My dream scenario, right? Because obviously I was covering the transfer window yesterday for some of my uni work, and I was thinking my dream scenario would be Mbappe to Liverpool and Rashford. Hear me out.
No, I don't want to hear you out.
Hear me out. Let me land, please. Mbappe to Liverpool and Rashford to PSG. Now he could smash it over there in France, couldn't he? A little bit of a farmers' league, but who cares?
No, man. Liverpool getting Mbappe is never going to happen. Never. He will go to Real Madrid before he goes to Liverpool. I cannot see Mbappe going to Liverpool and playing in the Prem until he's done La Liga.
What happens to Salah in a few years? He's 31 now.
Yeah, he's 31, but he'll go into Saudi League or something soon.
Yeah, so they need a replacement. Mbappe.
No, why would you sign Mbappe? No, that's unreal.
Could you imagine Mbappe, Nunes, and Luis Diaz?
I'm sorry, putting Mbappe in the same front 3 as Nunes and Diaz or Jota or Gakpo.
That's still decent.
It's not that good.
It's better than what they've already got.
Who have they got? They got Gonzalo Ramos or Kolo Muani up front, and then Asensio right wing.
And they've got Dembele.
But Dembele's injured all the time, so it's always Asensio.
Fine, fair enough. Exactly. I would prefer to play with
Darwin Nunes or Luis Diaz. No.
Yeah, of course. Every day of the week.
No, would you rather that or him go to Real Madrid where he's playing with Bellingham and Vinny Like, come
I
on.
don't think that's fair, and I don't
think it's fair either. But have you also seen Real Madrid want to sign Haaland?
No, they don't.
They want to sign Haaland. Haaland came out a few days ago with a quote saying he would like to go to Real Madrid at some point in his career.
Well, yeah, every player would want to go to Real Madrid in their
career.
But
you say that. What's it? Real Madrid have the funds to get both of those players. Could you imagine Vinny, Haaland, and Mbappe in the same team with Bellingham? How lethal would that be in the Champions League and any other company?
And all the rest.
That would be unreal. I don't think financial fair play would allow them to do that though. So
Barcelona would be finished. They're already in the mud.
They're already mudded.
You know, but hopefully they can come back.
Yeah.
Okay, should we just get back to the Championship for now?
Yeah, quickly go back to the Championship for the last 2-3 minutes.
Yep. So we've got 2 minutes left. I want to speak about transfers. Obviously, as I was saying, I was on the transfer show yesterday doing a deadline day, and you know we've had a few decent signings this season. Obviously, Adam Wharton left Blackburn Rovers to join Crystal Palace for 22 million. Now I know he's a 20-year-old CDM.
Yeah.
Big wonder kid, obviously. One of Blackburn's most influential players, let's say. And I think that's a very good signing for Crystal Palace because obviously they've got the likes of the Corey. Now he's had a good start to the season, but I think he's been very hit and miss. You know, he's had a few good games here and there.
He's been outshined by Eze and Elise as well.
Yeah, but they're different positions, aren't they? He's more of a CDM.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe the Corey and Adam Wharton could be a good midfielder.
Yeah.
And then the second signing, obviously I've mentioned it previously, but Southampton have signed David Brooks on loan from Bournemouth, and I think that's just an amazing signing. Hopefully he can help them push them to get promoted. Hopefully, maybe get that second place.
No, you never know. Anything can happen in the Championship.
They're only 1 point off second, I'm pretty sure. So who knows?
Yeah.
Any more signings? I know there was a big signing that went to Juventus.
That was a weird one. He left Southampton to Juve.
Left Southampton to Juve. Do we know that player's name? I know he's an
Alcaraz or something.
Yeah, let's just go with that. I know he's an Argentinian midfielder, isn't he? So it could be decent.
Yeah, you never know because Juve are known to bring talents to their
good
team.
Talents. Yeah. But I don't know if we get much game time. I've never actually watched him play, to be honest. Or I don't really watch Southampton these days.
No, neither.
Oh God, I need to cough. My throat hurts. Should we end the podcast before I throw up?
Yes. So I'll wrap it up quickly.
Go on then. Thank you.
So that is it for episode 5. Big benchmark, obviously.
Let's go. Happy days.
We appreciate all the support you've given so far. It's been, amazing to see all the people commenting, of course. Liking, following. It's been incredible.
If we can get as much engagement as possible, we would love that. Whether that's through Instagram comments, comments on YouTube, Spotify, all the listeners on Spotify, answering the questions, that'd be amazing. So I'm gonna give you back to Matt now. Sorry.
Yeah, I just also want to give a little shout out to the people back in my home village.
Oh, let's go.
Because I know they've been listening quite a lot.
Yeah.
So everyone back in.
Especially my sister and her boyfriend, all those people, all my friends. It's crazy.
Yeah. So special shout out to everyone back in Hook Norton Village. Yeah. Really appreciate the support.
I don't know where that is, but I'm sure.
It's fine. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's pretty hidden.
It sounds like it, to be honest.
Yeah,
it sounds like it.
But anyway, that's the end of episode 5.
Yeah.
We'll see you again in the next one, and get on our way to 10 episodes, on our way to 100 listeners.
Let's go.
Big journey. I think we'll get there.
I think we can only go from strength. Maybe one day we might be a starter. Who knows? We might get off the bench one day.
Yeah, we'll get off the bench. I think.
Who knows?
In some of our upcoming episodes as well, we will be having special guests on.
Yes.
So that will be interesting to see what they have to say.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah.
Watch your space. All that sort of nonsense.
But that's it from us from episode 5. Thank you for listening. Follow us on Spotify and YouTube.
Hope you have a good day. Hope you have a great week. See you guys later, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll see you then.
Peace out.